We live. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen this video, but that's okay. We'll live to fight another day. Joining me as always is my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
Hello, welcome in, like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for having me.
No problem at all. We thank you for being here. Make sure you guys subscribe to Mrs. Best's channel because any reviews or recaps I don't cover on my channel, it's because we cover it on her channel. We have Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, we have The Valley, and Real Housewives of Miami, all on her channel. If you love those shows and want to hear our comments or commentary, you'll definitely tune in, subscribe to her channel, and make sure you can catch it every week. And also, while you're subscribing to Mrs. Best, we also ask you to subscribe to Shana's channel, Shana_MCD here on YouTube. She is trying to get remonetized on her channel. All subscription views, everything helps her to get that application pushed forward as best we can so we get her remonetized. So we ask that you do us that little favor, subscribe to her channel. Definitely, you're going to like what you see. She does all of the recaps that I do, Real Housewives of Atlanta. She does lots of good ones. So you guys, go ahead and subscribe to her channel and tell her James sent you. So, yeah, King's Court. I'm going to tell y'all right now. This has to be the most aggravating and irritating show I think I've ever recapped aside from Love and Marriage Detroit. I'm going to keep it on my roster. I'm not going to dismiss it. But I feel like 2 out of the 3 men here are full of shit. And a lot of those women, I feel bad for some of them, especially those who invested actual emotions into a couple of these dudes here. So I'm just going to say that off rip right now. So with that being said, we pick off where we left off, which is with the elimination table. So the men have decided to keep Lexi, and they got rid of Jasmine and whatever that white lady's name is, Becky. That's what I'm going to call her. Becca, Becky, one of them. That's probably not her name, but whatever. They got rid of her. And so Rodney says, but we have a twist. And they bring the rest of the ladies that are still in the house that have gotten dates back there. Hi, Shana. Yeah, this is a hard show to review, so they're going to have to work with me on this one. So they bring back all of the ladies that did get dates and line them up. And Tyson was like, is this another elimination? And they were like, we don't know. But they pretty much tell them, no, we're just playing with y'all. This is not elimination. Basically, what we're saying is that these queens are going to go ahead and move in with the kings. And they're all like, oh, no, wait a minute. This ain't what we wanted. No. And so they were apprehensive at first. And I don't know if they were just joking or I don't know if they were serious, but it was funny nonetheless. So the ladies all get their stuff and they go in, they move into the house and everything. Mrs. Best, I don't recall if this is the way they actually do it when they did it with the other ladies. I think there was an episode or 2 in between where they at least met all of the guys before they did this. So do you recall it being this way?
Like with just the second group of women coming in?
No, them moving into the house with them. I thought this happened once they met everybody.
No, Queen's Court, they did not and do not do that. With Queen's Court, it was way different. The men didn't actually move into the house until there was only, I think, like 10 left in total. So it was like 3 for each of the guys. But I don't know why they put them all in just at once. That makes it less authentic to me.
I agree. I absolutely agree. It makes it more inauthentic, and it makes it feel like y'all are favoring the men over the women in an instance. And I don't like that at all either. I feel like that's kind of crazy that y'all would make it this aspect of it. So it's the next day, and they're at the basketball. I guess this is Carlos's introduction to what he does professionally because they're on the basketball court. They're in an arena. And they're doing some drills, practicing. Holly Robinson, Pete, and Rodney Pete walk up to them and say, hey, thank you for showing us what you do and everything. And, Holly says, Tyson, to get those girls to jump out of a plane, that is still crazy to me that, you have that strong of a connection because you'll always have that with them. He goes, yeah, absolutely. He goes, and Rodney goes, well, now you're going to meet your new set of ladies. So I believe it's a set of 7 ladies, like the first half, and they're new to the adventure, and they're all beautiful ladies. Um, I like them a lot. I like these group of ladies more. I did the first group. I'm sorry, I did. They just seemed they were way more confident, way more ready for this than the other ladies. So they're all looking at them like, wow, like this is great. There's another twist. They said, well, you have your new queens, but now we're going to factor through to bring out your current queens. So they bring the other ladies that have already been in the house up to grabs as well. So they're all wearing black. They're all in unity wearing black. And it was funny because the new girls looked at me like, oh, okay, and we gonna win this. So it don't even matter. So they're all facing, and now it's the time for everybody to intermingle. Tyson is all about the new girls. He is making sure that he factors and sifts through all of them before he goes to the old ones. And you have Raquel over there noticing that right away. And she goes like, well, dang, he just gonna ignore us. Like, what is going on here? If you already had your strongest connections in the house, what do you need to go to the new ladies for? You could cipher through and say no. And I'm looking at her like, that's not the point of the game. I get what she's saying. I do. I understand what she's saying, but that's not the point of the game. The point of the game is that he has to find common reality with all of the ladies. So that's not what needs to happen. So when it comes to them, they all do an exercise. And we're going to introduce all the ladies. I'm going to share my screen, and me and Mrs. Best are going to go through the ladies and give our opinions based on, their first introduction to all of the gentlemen. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and let's get through this. It is a lot of people, Shana. I agree. It's too much. But I got to do it because I agreed to do the show. So the first person we have up is Ariel. Very beautiful girl. Now, Ariel ended up getting a date with Thaddeus. And he was one of the 3 that he had picked. Very beautiful girl. From what we understand of her, she has 2 kids, and one of her child has autism. And she expressed to Thaddeus how she is having a hard time placing her son into, having, full term care of him being in school and then knowing what to do, with his, disability. I liked her a lot. I thought she was fun. I thought she had great energy. I thought she was a little bit more free than a lot of the ladies, but there's nothing wrong with that. Mrs. Best, how'd you feel about Ariel?
She's cool. I think it's smart. If you have a child with any sort of special need or any developmental disability, anything, you should let the people you date know. I think it takes a special person to raise a child with autism or anything that's viewed as a special need or requires like alternative methods of help and assistance. So I think it's nice that she led with that. Also, shout out to our Black doctor. She's a doctor of physical therapy. I noticed with this batch of women, because we got Dr. Shana last time, but this batch of women, there were quite a few women who specifically work in medicine. And if they weren't in medicine, then they were in like tech or business fields that were like reputable or make a lot of money. So I like that they got a bunch of independent women, but I don't know. I don't think too much of her. I don't have nothing bad to say yet.
I don't have too much bad to say yet as well. We'll see how she goes. But so far, I like her. So the next young lady we have was Brianna. Now, she was the one who went last when it came to the actual obstacle course that they had. I don't know what to say about her most, but she ended up on the date with, did she end up on a date with Thaddeus as well? Or did she go with Carlos? I don't remember. It's slipping my mind. I know she didn't go with Tyson. I want to say she went with Thaddeus. I think she was one of his picks as well. So we're going to go with that until I remember. But yes, she was just there. I don't think she made quite the biggest impression yet. So, we'll see. Hopefully, when she sticks around, we'll see what she has to bring. But what is your opinion on Brianna?
She was fun. Her personality was fun. She's good TV. That was really, I don't feel like she'll be a fit for any of the men, but I don't mind watching her.
Mm-hmm. Next, we have Kat. Now, from my understanding, I don't think Kat got a date with anybody, if I remember correctly. I don't think she got a date with anybody, but she was from Illinois. I think that Carlos kind of was conversating with her. I don't know what happened with Kat, but she was okay. I didn't think there was anything wrong with her. I think she actually was the one white lady that was different than Jenny, the first one. That was her name, Jenny. She was very different. You see how they were night and day, Mrs. Best?
Yeah,
So,
I didn't care for this one. Like, there's nothing good I have to say. There's nothing bad I have to say. Um, I hope she's not like the first one, as you stated, which she seems to be different. The first colorless lady scared me, but this one, maybe we'll, maybe it'll be better. I don't know. I see what they were trying to do by getting a variety of women, but I really think with dating shows, the people that you put on the show that you're trying to find love for, or however the hell it works, find people they would actually date in real life. That's all I'll say.
absolutely. I agree. Next up, we have Idlewise. I hope I say that right. Idlewise. She's originally from Spain. She is a 38 model living in Miami. She says that she is a life of the party. She likes to make people laugh with her goofy, spunky attitude. She is a model. Very pretty girl. She kind of reminds me of like a Rosalind Sanchez look-alike a little bit. Um, I didn't. I felt like 'cause I think she was one of Tyson's picks. I didn't see that chemistry there, or what she Thaddeus. I'm trying to remember what Thaddeus had. I needed to write this down. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had so many calls in between watching this. So, but what do you think of Idolize?
I really feel like Tyson might have a thing for like
Latin women?
exotic women, whether
Mhm.
it be Latin women, African women, especially the one that was there that she said he had slid in her DMs prior. So I think he has a type. That's the only thing and reason I think he
You
would
mean the
be
one that? Yeah,
interested.
we're gonna get into her in a minute because she pulled some old crazy shit that I loved it. Yes, I don't know. She was cool. I liked her. We have Miss Felicia, who was a business analyst. She is a 36-year-old business analyst from Houston, Texas, who's tired of situationships, and she's ready for a one and only man. I don't know who picked her because I feel like Thaddeus picked. We know he picked Ariel, and I feel like his third pick was one of the first girls. Did she go with him? I'm gonna have to go back and watch this now because I don't even remember if she went with him or not. But she's cool for the most part. She was the one that was kind of like running the smuck. She was over there, you know, was the athlete, I believe. She was cool. I liked her a lot. What did you think of Felicia?
I mean, she was cool. I actually like this batch of women. I don't have nothing bad to say about really many of them from this batch. I don't think any
Yeah,
of them. Some of them, obviously, I don't think are a good fit for this show or to date men like the men that we have on this show.
right.
But I liked these women, Felicia included.
I liked her as well. I thought she was very like she to me was like the one that I could see honestly could see if Carlos wasn't so spitting on Janae, I could see her with Carlos. I can. I could see her with Carlos. We have Sarah. Sarah was the Persian lady from LA. She is a physician liaison. That is a very good career to have. Let me explain to y'all. Very good career, especially in Los Angeles, California. So, yeah, I just want people to understand, there's certain careers you can have in Los Angeles. That is a good paying one. She was the one that caught the eye of Tyson right away, just from what I'm seeing here in the description. So I don't know if she was. I'm about to see who got a date with Tyson and who did. So that way I can kind of be a little bit more accurate of who got the date. So I can say, but what did you think of Sarah?
Um, Again, I didn't mind her. Physician liaison, another smart one. So
Hmm.
she's definitely there so that Tyson has someone to choose from.
Yeah, because this is another. Yeah, because he definitely likes internationally looking women. He does. Like, I think, I don't know. Tyson is strange to me. As I said, I didn't know Tyson was straight. I really didn't. So it's a big shock to me. But do I think she would fit? I think Sarah's another type. She probably would fit better with one of the other two men. I don't see her with Tyson. I just don't. Not based on what I've seen of her. No, I just think that she's beautiful. So that's what. Yes. Oh, Steph was the okay. So I got Steph and what's the other girl's name? Felicia. I got Steph and Felicia confused. They do look alike. Sorry, y'all. So Steph is the basketball person now on here. She was also very confident as well. I thought that she reminds me of Spice. I don't know why. Not saying that she just looks like her to me. Like, I don't know why. Do you think she looks like Spice or am I tripping?
Like who?
Spice.
From Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, a little
Mhm.
bit in terms of her features. She
Yeah.
definitely needs to take that wig off and embrace curls and natural hair. But she was cool. I don't think she'll last long, but she was cool.
I didn't see this comment. Shana Tyson, like other clear woman, judging by his baby mama. He might be like Usher, that like that he got mama issues because Usher always be dating women that be 30 and 40 years older than him. So yeah, he may just have mama issues. That's what I really think it
Usher got other issues now that this trial has concluded. It ain't just his mama.
is. She look, it start with her though. It might not finish with
Putting
her,
her in
but it
that
definitely
man's
starts with
presence because she sure was his manager for years. She put him in the
her.
Riddler.
Yeah, absolutely. But Steph was cool. I think that she was definitely one that Carlos picked, I believe. So that was cool. Yeah. And so that was it. Those were the 7 women. So I'm about to get the dating roster here, so that way y'all have a clear indication of who's dating who. But the ladies who did not get a date were Lexi, Brickell, and I believe Kat. I don't believe Kat got a date, and then someone else didn't get a date either. But as you know, the men are ciphering through asking ladies for dates and everything. Lexi feels away. Lexi feels away that Carlos has been deeply rooted into Janae, that it kind of leaves her on the outside a little bit. And with that being said, she pulls Thaddeus to the side because she feels like I'm just going to talk to him. But what she does is she lets off her issues of what she has with Carlos, saying that, I don't think he pays attention. Like, I think he's made up his mind of who he wants to be with. And that just leaves me out here to dry. And he goes, well, why don't you talk to Carlos about that? Why are you talking to me about that? And I agree. Because if your issue really is with Carlos, you need to be talking to him about that. You don't need to be talking to a component of this experience of with him, because all that does is get them to talking, and that sends you home because now you never get the chance. So she goes, yes, I'm going to pull him to the side. I'm going to pull him to the side. So he's mingling with everybody. And, at this point, he's also asked Janae to go out on another date with him, as we all thought he would, because that's who his strongest attraction and, person is right now is Janae. So she tells Carlos, I just want you to make sure you're being fair. I really don't feel like you got a chance to really know all of me and everything. And he goes, okay, tell me about yourself. And she was like, well, I'm just everything. And, I just, you'll see that in time. And it was like, Lex, you just complained about him not getting to know you, about how he did not, see you the way he see Janae. This was your opportunity to sell yourself, and you fell short. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Lexi having the opportunity, and like Carlos said, she fumbled?
Why come on a show where the premise is to date a man that a bunch of other women are also dating, and you have the ability to also date all of these men? Like, Lexi did too much for me. It's not that deep. Like, and we're on episode 2. So I'm like, if this were episode 5, maybe I might understand it. She didn't have a special connection. She was allowed to stay in the last episode, but she was immediately put up for elimination. You have the least strong connection with this man. And now you're watching him make connections with other people easier, which is what happens when you date. Some people you connect with, some people you don't. Either you got it or you don't with the chemistry. So it's weird that she would even analyze it that way. But also, like, you're on a dating show, bro. Expect for the attention to go everywhere. He's not going to be able to just keep it at you. And if you want the consistent attention, you should consider applying your wig glue appropriately and combing that thing out. Because this strange side part thing she has, and then if you look at where the hair comes to the side, it looked like a bird's nest, but like a fight happened in there between the little chicks in the nest or something. It was so tangled up. I didn't understand it. I said, you crying about the wrong things, girl. Fix the wig glue. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, definitely something crazy. Like, it really was. It was like, girl, I'm trying to roll with you because I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, if he's giving you the opportunity, regardless if he's interested or not, that was your chance to sell yourself completely, and you just didn't do it. And I didn't feel bad for her. I really didn't. I didn't feel bad for her at all because I kind of feel like, why do you want someone just to read you? If you want to be seen, you need to show everything about you and make sure he knows everything of your representative. Because right now he can't know all of you because y'all are on a very short experience. But that was your chance to sell yourself and to sell whatever it is that you needed him to see in order for him to choose you, and you fumbled. So I can't be mad at Carlos at this point. I can't be mad at Carlos at this point. But for that, they kind of move on and everything. And I'm about to get you guys who everyone else is dating. So for our friend Carlos here, he chose Idolize, Janae, and Brianna. So Idolize, Janae, and Brianna, those are his 3 picks. Mr. Thaddeus over there, he ended up picking Ariel, Dr. Shawana, and his third pick was, hold on. Oh, his third pick was Liliana, which was one of Tyson's girls. Because what Tyson did, Tyson ended up getting all new girls. So Tyson's choices in the matter, he picked, give me 1 second. Let me see who he picked. I just had it. I just screenshotted it. Did I not save it? And this is what made Raquel mad, because she was like, why are you sitting up there entertaining all the other girls? And I'm like, girl. And then she tried to use that leverage that she knew him longer. And like that was supposed to mean something. And it was like, girl, that don't mean anything. To me, honestly, doesn't matter at this point, because at the end of the day, you're a contestant just like everybody else is a contestant. So it doesn't matter. I didn't get the screenshot, but Thaddeus had 3 other ladies. I'll show you guys later on when we get to the part where they're dating, because I have it written down there. But at the house, there the ladies, all of the ladies are picking out their rooms and everything because everybody is staying. So not just the new ladies, but the current ladies. Everybody's all in one house. So it's the next morning, and all the men are up very early. So they decide to wake all the rest of the ladies who weren't up by banging on pans. Now, Mrs. Best, if you were competing in this house, how would you respond to men banging on those pans, waking you up out your sleep?
Repeat what you said at the end of your sentence. Banging on what?
Mrs. Best. So they all wait. It's the next morning, and the men are up very early. And they decided that not everybody in the house was woken up yet. They decided to bang on pan. Thaddeus over here decided to bang on a pan to wake everybody up. I asked, how would you feel if you heard somebody banging on a pan waking you up like Tanisha Thomas did in Bad Girls Club?
Well, Tanisha Thomas was responding to the women waking her up constantly because she couldn't get a good night's rest. So I would wait until the first moment of morning, aka 12 midnight, and I would go bang a damn pot in his ear and see how he likes it. Like, why would it's just a destructive way to wake people up? Good morning. Ladies, get up. He's a professional wrestler. I know he know how to yell.
Well, here's the thing.
Why did you have to bang on that damn pot?
If I'm not up and I'm not somebody who has a date with you, what you waking me up for? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. First of all, you're not cute enough to be waking me up out of anything. So let's get that very clear. None of y'all are. So I just want that to be very well known. But it was funny because he really was like serious about banging on these pans, and I'm just like, like I cannot with this dude. Like seriously, I'm over that is at this point. He's not the worst of the guys, but he's pretty bad. So Dr. Shawana has decided to have a conversation with Thaddeus about him constantly referencing her being aggressive. And she lets him know that she's not being aggressive, she is being assertive. The industry that she is in, Black women are not as strongly in that field. So she wants him to know that she's constantly having to deal with people labeling her just because of her mannerisms or because of her approach to things. She doesn't want to be known as aggressive, and she told him she would appreciate it if he would stop referencing that because it does carry weight and a stigma with Black women. Now, I get what she's saying because that is true. However, there's two sides to this. There's a side where, yes, he can choose a different adjective to describe you, absolutely. But at the same time, your actions also play a part in why he would feel that because that is his perception of you. So if his perception of you is aggressive, I think it would be hard for him to know something else to call it because that's what he knows it as. So as much as I agree with her, it's hard for people to have a different perception if they only know one form of that being. And she does come off very strong-willed. So I don't know if she really got what she was looking for out of him. I don't know if she really got her answer, but it was coming across like, I don't want to have this pity party with you. Like, I really don't. So, Mrs. West, how do you feel about Dr. Shawana and her addressing Thaddeus with his claims?
I was annoyed with it. It really annoyed me. I think it's kind of like that thing where, like, if a Black person do something that they know is not right, and then people call them out for it, they'll play the race card and say the reason they were called out is because of that. Not saying all Black people do that. For some of them, it kind of felt similar to that situation, but obviously very different. I do empathize with what she's saying. I am a Black woman, and I deal with people like if they do something to me and they're of opposite race or even men, they'll paint us or say, oh, we're aggressive, oh, we're assertive, things of that nature. So he could have just said that he liked her confidence because to be aggressive and to be assertive is also to be someone who is confident to behave that way. So I do get her point. However, the timing was random, if that makes sense. And for her to like shed a tear over it, it felt like she was putting onto him what others have put into her in her field of work as a doctor of education. Because she was assertive and she was aggressive. Like that is true. She was in his face, even in this episode, interrupting other people while they were trying to talk to him on dates. Like she is assertive, and she said herself she's a leader, and she knows she comes off that way. This is not her work, and I just hope that she's able to differentiate being referred to as assertive and aggressive because that's how she is, or being referred to as assertive and aggressive because someone's trying to throw a microaggression.
Absolutely. 100%.
She attacks the wrong person.
So, okay. So I'm at my notes. I'm going to skip over the dates just because I'm not really, it's not that I'm not into them. It's just that we got to get this moving and this show is hard to recap. So in terms of who everybody picked, I'm going to go over this list. I think the other person I was missing was Tyson. So he picked Steph, Sarah, and my other homegirl, Steph, Sarah, and what's that girl's fucking name? I just had it. I'm over here rewinding the episode. Steph, Sarah, and Felicia. That's what we picked. So Steph, Sarah, and Felicia. So as I said, Tyson went with all new girls. Blah 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 blah. They went on the date, fine, all of that kind of stuff. So I want to get to the kind of crazy part, which wasn't really a crazy part. It was kind of like, okay. So Lexi is pissed because she can't get through to Carlos. So she brings a couple of the girls aside and she tells, I think it was Dr. Shawana, that Carlos has been known to have infidelity in his marriages. And she said for her, that's a big red flag for, her to date someone like that because, are you here to really find your queen or are you still on that kind of energy? And as she's saying this, Janae, who Carlos has his eye on and hand on, is in the kitchen. And she's hearing this and thinking, damn, did she even know I was in the room or did she say it intentionally to make me hear it? So she feels away because she had a relationship where there was a lot of infidelity as well. So as she is processing this, Janae decides to put Carlos to the side. And she said, I want to know more about, your past and everything. And, Lexi had brought up that she had Googled you and saw that there was a lot of infidelity, and responses of your marriage. And she was like, is that true? And he gave some old basic religious ass, round the way ass answers of yes that I've ever seen in my life. Because he could have just been straightforward. Yes, I have cheated in my past marriages. Am I proud of it? No. But at the end of the day, I was young. I was in basketball, which he did. But he went about talking about he found the Lord and all this. And when someone does that, to me, it's a cover up. It's a cover up to say it's still in me because you don't have to. It's a very direct answer, and I've learned from that, and that's really what it is. Mrs. Beth, I have two questions for you. How did you feel about Lexi Googling this information and then bringing it to the other ladies? Do you think she was right in what she did, or do you think that she was wrong for what she did? And how did you feel about Carlos' response to it once Janae confronted him about it? Uh-oh, did we lose Mrs.
Okay.
Beth?
So sorry. I'm still on the clock and I had a call. I Okay, so I guess they don't know who the men are before they get there, so I'll give her a pass. But the moment I learned, if I were Lexi, the moment that she learned who these men are, that should have been the moment she Googled them. And when you Google them, you'll come across the fact that he was married, and you'll come across the fact of why he's not married no more, especially since he was in the NBA. Not surprised at all. But the moment you saw the men, if you had the access to the internet, yeah, Google them. Because you have every right, the women have every right to vet the men and learn what they can about them versus just being on here like it's 21 questions. But the way that she handled it was just trifling. Yeah. You could tell, and I said this, I think, in the first review, she gave red flags. She, like, to me, is just a giant red flag. My husband also said this because he watched the episode with me. It's like, okay, you have 2 kids, but you say you've never been married, never been engaged. So I'm kind of like, you yourself have some red flags there, Miss Lexi. But I don't know. It's a weird situation. What Shana say? They probably don't have their phones. That's why I'm like, how did you Google him? Right. You don't know before you get there. And if you make the assumption, that's even worse because not all ball players cheat.
No, they don't all cheat, but a lot of them have it.
It's likely, but I'm just looking like. So, but what does she expect him to do? Like walk into a conversation like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Carlos. I cheated on 2 of my ex-wives." Like, is that what she wants? What the fuck does she want? Go glue that
she got mad because she got played.
You said what?
She got mad because she got played. And this is retaliation.
How does she get played? She has not even been played. Like, that's not. So even though I do agree that Carlos is a red flag, I've been thinking he was a red flag with I want to get married again and I don't want kids, but I'm willing to have them with the right person. Like, he is a red flag, yes. But I just can't sit here and say that she got played when we're
Well,
on the
here's why I
second
said that.
episode and it's so soon.
No, here's why I said that. Okay. Because he was the viable one that chose, and this is what I think the majority of the women are going to do on this show. I think the only person who has done it is Liliana, and she's smart. But I feel like, to me, the reason why I say she got played is because I think there is an intimidation factor for a lot of the women to feel like they have to be loyal to the man who picked them versus it being a competition and that all the men are up for grabs. I don't really think to the ladies, at least I didn't hear them say this, and I could be wrong, but I really don't think they told the ladies, as much as you were up for grabs for the men, they are also up to grabs for you as well. So if you don't like who picked you, you can go move on to the next one. I don't think that was really vocalized to them as much as it was when Queen's Court happened, because I heard that specifically with them, that they didn't care. They was going to cipher through all the men, regardless, because didn't one of the guys end up with K Michelle first and then went on to Delicious? Like, I don't think that it's brought to them in that same factor. So I think she had this mindset that only Carlos can pick her. And that's why I said she got played in the instance where, and she probably played herself, where I don't think she thought that she could spread across through Tyson or Thaddeus. That's what I'm saying about her getting played. Because I feel like she really didn't know that she could go to one of the other two men and they could keep her as much as Carlos could. That's what I'm saying.
That still don't count as her being played, because even if she didn't know, well, now you do know. And then there are other women on this cast from the first group of her that she was a part of that are talking and have gone on dates with more than one person. So I just think this is the example, no shade to her. She seems like the type of person and woman that likes to blame other people for things that don't go in her way. She has to find a way. When the reality of it is, you almost went home in the first episode, Lexi. Obviously, he wasn't that interested in you. So instead of starting a fight and throwing in a fit and having some shit and gossiping, what she should have been doing is trying to find a way to flirt or using her female intuition. I mean, the way that these men are, no shade, all you got to do, in the words of Claire Huxtable, is show a little leg and take it right back, and he'll be real interested. So I don't know. I don't think she's going to be here for long, Shana. She almost went home in the last episode.
No, she went home this episode. Her and yeah. I'm about to go. We're going to go over that in just a second. But I agree with what you're saying. No, I do. But I feel like that was brought to the attention. Like, the men were ciphering through the first night. I'm talking about after they were chosen by one of the guys. I don't think it was stressed to them enough. Hey, you have just as much of a decision as anybody else. I don't think that was brought to them in that same way. I don't. And the only person that has went from one man to the next is Liliana. None of the rest of the first girls did. If you look at the roster, none of the other first ladies did that.
But she still saw it. So if you saw it at the time that you were complaining, right? If you don't like Carlos, then move the fuck on. Go glue your wig down and shut up. She has bigger problems than crying about this man and his eyebrows.
Yeah.
She just does. I'm like, you doing all of this. Well, if him cheating is such a big deal, I'm glad she went home, because she irked me. And I feel like she's the type of woman that will nitpick. And there are people who nitpick in relationships, and it's the very reason they end up alone, because it's hard to find somebody patient enough to deal with that type of stuff. And she gives me a person that nitpicks.
Right. Yeah.
Glue your wig down and be quiet. Maybe glue your lips too. Hell.
So Carlos decides to go to confront Lexi about it. And she said that this was all public information that I found on you, you know, that you have had infidelities. And to me, I just really want to know, like, is it true? Is it something? He goes, well, you kind of already made your mind up because you went to talk about it with everyone in the house except for the person that matters, which is me. And I don't like that. I don't think that I can trust you on that, you know, factor. So with that, I'm not going to no longer choose you. I wish you well. I hope you find your king here. And we're done. So he says it smoothly. He ends it. And I felt like that was going to happen regardless, because I think he's made his mind up of who he wants to be with. I think he's just playing the game and continuing the experience. But she never a chance in hell. So she's pissed about it. And also, who else is pissed is Raquel. So she decides to go and confront Tyson. And she said that, you didn't have to go and pick the new three ladies. You literally said that me and Liliana were two women who we would have this strong connection with. So you easily could have said no. And Tyson's point is, listen, I have to get to know the new ladies, like I have to get to know y'all. So it's nothing personal. It's just I have to get to know them. Raquel is pissed and said that she's known Tyson longer than anybody here. And she feels like, this could have been their chance. So she decides, fuck it, I'm going home. Because he obviously does not know what he wants, and I'm not going to waste any more of my time. And as she's deciding to go, Lexi decides she wants to go. She said they're all a whole bunch of bald-headed ass men that don't know what they want. I'm done. And they both walk out the experience, and it shocks everybody. And I don't think this has happened before, where they just immediately walk out because they're not the ones chosen. And the other ladies were like, well, just because y'all wasn't chosen don't mean y'all, I guess y'all thought y'all were getting eliminated, so you thought you make the decision easier. And I don't think that they were going to get eliminated. Well, at least not Raquel. I don't think she was going to get eliminated. I knew Lexi was for sure going home. But Raquel, I didn't think she would go home. So that was funny to me. I'm sorry, I laughed at that because I'm like, well, at least they know what they want. At least they have standards. They don't care if it's competition or not. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel when Lexi and Raquel decided to go ahead and eliminate themselves and go home?
I was happy to see it because as a woman, I'm always happy to see women stand up and say, this is not for me and I'm going to walk away from it instead of staying and settling and dealing with some shit that's not for them. I always respect people who do that. It's hard to date one person, let alone to be trying to date 1 to 3 people with 20 other heifers running around and running rogue. So I respected, what was the girl that Tyson?
Raquel.
I respected her for leaving. Because listen to yourself talk. I've known him the longest. Why am I not getting attention? Dumb bitch, because he knows you the longest. He know what he needs to know about you to make a decision. Now let him go figure out what he needs to figure out about knowing these other chicks. So both of them kind of like they clearly are not for reality TV dating. They need to go to Match.com, eHarmony, Facebook dating, whatever the hell people use these days, they need to go to that. I'm glad they're gone.
Yeah, me too. Because I feel like for them, it's more so, I think y'all are misconcepting this show. And I don't think that y'all really understood what this experience is going to be like. This is like the flavor of love, where you're competing, except that it being one person, there's 3 of them. And you're competing to make sure that they see you, hear you, feel you, and that you're the last one standing. I think that Raquel thought she had a sure way in with Tyson. And I don't know what the fuck Lexi was on. I just don't. I don't know what kind of time she was on. It just seemed like she just wanted to be the person to get somebody because she got. As I said, she got played. She got. I'm going to say, instead of played, I'm going to say she got. Because at the end of the day, you had your chance, you fumbled. So you played yourself, basically. You played yourself. Because at the end of the day, it didn't have to go that way. And I don't think you were interested in any of the 3 of the men anyway, Lexi. I don't
think she was either. They don't seem like her type. And then Raquel, if Tyson wasn't applying pressure to you and it didn't work out when you were free, why would it work out here in front of the camera?
Yeah.
I like that they let them leave though.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to other shows.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. So that was pretty much it, y'all. That was episode. I try to keep it short and compact. I'm not going to go over the dates as much because it's not going to really matter. As far as we just want to know who picked who, the end result, who's going home, who's staying, what do we think of the ladies. So that's pretty much this next cycle. I think there's going to be one more cycle of ladies. So we'll see how that works out. We'll see who's here. I cannot tell you. I feel like Janae is going to win Carlos. I do. I feel like she's going to be the person he ends up with. I can't say the same for Tyson. And I feel like I could be off with this, but I feel like Dr. Shawana could end up with that. Just because of their introduction to each other and how she's not afraid to correct him and he respects that. Do you have an idea of a sure thing now, or are you going to wait to see the next group of ladies?
I'll wait. You just never know with people these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else that I miss?
No, I think you caught it. None of these dates have been enough to discuss.
Yeah, it was a y'all. This show was hard because I feel like they just grabbed whoever and said, "Come on this dating show." I'm not really impressed by these men. I'm just not. I'm not impressed by the men. The women are beautiful and okay, but I feel like they're mismatching everything. I feel like the Queen's Court, they didn't get the handpick of the most attractive men on the show. And I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like Queen's Court, these men are getting all beautiful women and they're not the most appealing. So I need y'all to work that out. I need some balance here. Just saying. I need some balance. I don't care who does it, but y'all need to cast better when it comes to picking y'all kings and queens. Well, not so much queens, but King's Court, because I need more of a pick. But Tyson just carrying it by himself. God bless him. All right, but that was pretty much it. I just want to let you guys know this will be the last video on my channel for a while. I am going into immediate surgery this week, so unfortunately, I will not be on my channel for a couple of weeks. I'll be on Mrs. Best channel tomorrow for Basketball Wives. It's just Basketball Wives, right? Not Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, that's all there is.
Okay, I'll be there for Basketball Wives since I missed Basketball Wives last week. I'll make it up this week, and it's gonna be some good shows. So thank you guys for being here. I love everyone. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys on my next recap. Bye bye for now.